Live from our hurricane headquarters with real-time analysis from some of the nation's top meteorologists, this is Tracking the Tropics, powered by Bose Electric.
Welcome to this eerily quiet episode of Tracking the Tropics. We are a mere day or two away from what is known as the statistical peak of the Atlantic hurricane season, and the area that we really expected to develop last week just completely got raised by Hurricane Shear. I want to welcome everyone to this normal episode of Tracking the Tropics. You know, every Tuesday at 12:30 we hop on here and update you guys as to what's going on, and I'm joined by meteorologist Juliana Mejia as well as Adam Olivier. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you, guys. And it's a pleasure to be here with you, seeing what's going on in the Florida world.
And I'm sure when our digital team reached out and said, would you like to be on Tracking the Tropics? You're like, oh, yeah, peak week of the hurricane season. Going to flex some good muscles here. But guess what?
It's funny because for me, I actually love going back into the historical aspects of hurricanes, too, because we always talk about the here and the now. But What about what's happened in the past and how can we relate that to future events? You know, that's one of the big things that I really focus on in my Tracking the Tropics version here in Lafayette, Louisiana.
Oh, cool. Awesome. We did do a deep dive on the 2010 hurricane season earlier this year because 2010 also had a really historic heat wave across the southeast. It was a really backloaded season, but it wasn't this quiet. We haven't had a named hurricane since August 15th. And the last time, and August 15th through September 20th is considered like the actual peak of, that's when you get most of your activity. The last time we made it this far into the hurricane seasons, that peak season without one was 1994. So it's been a hot minute.
That's my birth year. So, it's that's a long time.
I'm like, oh, youngin'.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Juliana, we don't want to know.
Yeah. It still starts with 19 though.
Oh, good.
Hey, that's good.
I did not expect that.
Okay, cool.
All right, Juliana, I know you have some graphics prepared for us. Let's kind of delve into what you're seeing out there.
Sure. Yeah. Well, luckily, we're not seeing a whole lot going on. So, always a friendly reminder. Of course, there's still some things there floating out there. So there are a couple of tropical waves. There's just really nothing to tap into, or at least with this large scale pattern that we'll take a look at in a second. There's a lot of suppressed air. There's air that's sinking down through the atmosphere across the Atlantic basin at the moment, and that is preventing these tropical waves from really being able to do anything, as well with the Saharan dust that is also lingering late throughout this season. Typically, this is when we see the Saharan dust really already taper off, if not tapering off. So there's just kind of a myriad of factors here that are preventing really any activity from spurring up. So, just a reminder, there are some tropical waves out there, technically speaking. They just can't really do much at the moment, which is what we saw with, what formerly was Invest 91L. It briefly existed. It was trying to do something and it really just couldn't. And so the Atlantic, quiet for now. And we've kind of talked about this for the last few days. Is the larger scale Madden-Julian oscillation really being the main factor here as to what's limiting the Atlantic. And so we have this broad kind of swath of sinking air. The Madden-Julian oscillation is just a climatological, exactly what it sounds like, kind of pattern that fluctuates and stretches across the planet. And so we get this batch of rising air, greater chances for precipitation that stretches from the Indian Ocean then over the Pacific, and then that looks to eventually work its way farther and farther to the east, and that will then support and is looking to support the better odds of some activity spurring up through the next couple of weeks. So as we look to the middle of this month and the later part of this month. So as of right now, we're seeing that sinking air in real time with a lot of wind shear right now over the open waters of the Atlantic, as well as even locally. Now we're starting to see our fall fronts kind of come into the forecast. And luckily, I don't know how many weather gurus we have in the chat today. I'm sure people have been watching the models, and of course, they're trying to spur up a here and there area of low pressure. The GFS kind of had been hinting at maybe some activity spurring up a little closer to home, which isn't incredibly unusual for this time of year. But luckily, wind shear and with these fall fronts passing through, that's going to act in our favor. at least looking out the next week or so, that's still looking to stick around locally. So hopefully this visually makes sense. Just wanted to bring in almost like this 3D visualization of to a little meteorology 101, lower wind shear versus higher wind shear. The reason why we like high wind shear, because it rips apart any and all tropical systems. It kind of tilts them over, and it prevents that symmetry that's required for a storm to strengthen. So that is why we are very happy to see lots of wind shear across the Atlantic at the moment and a little closer to home. And just checking in, of course, with the heat content. Of course, there is plenty of fuel, and especially the Gulf heating up. So that's why we're going to be kind of looking closely as the next couple of weeks go by. Don't let this quiet spell in the Atlantic deceive you or get you too excited that the rest of the season is going to stay quiet, because it's just simply not the case. Typically throughout September, we're more so looking in the open Atlantic for the best odds of tropical development, and then leading into October is when we look a little closer to home for the best odds or greater odds of tropical development. November is when things really just tend to peter out, but just wanted to kind of give that lay of the land as what the pattern we're looking for the next couple of weeks, couple of months. But yeah, it is eerie is the word, is the best way to put it. So now, Adam, let me bring in you. Like, what are your thoughts? What is this? Is this reminding you of anything in particular? I want to tap into your archives, if I may say.
Well, you mentioned 2010, and I can go remember back to those years. 2009, we had the first storm that I can ever remember that ever came to the Gulf Coast in early November. That was Ida, ironically. Almost a decade later or more, we had Hurricane Ida that hit Louisiana and southeastern Louisiana, and that did much more devastation than the first iteration of Hurricane Ida, which approached as a Category 2 and then just was torn apart by wind shear. Didn't even make landfall as a tropical system there, but it was kind of like a wake-up call. Quiet season overall for us here in Louisiana in 2010, but then all of a sudden you have, or 2009, excuse me, and all of a sudden you have this late season storm that comes up. 2010 was absolutely quiet. We had a couple of storms that came across the Gulf, and then as they approached Louisiana, they just fizzled out. This year, we haven't really had anything. We had the first real kind of flurry of thunderstorms and tropical waves that came across from you guys. In fact, everyone here, all the meteorologists, were like, this is such a weird pattern. We had systems that were coming off the southeastern coast, crossing Florida, then coming into the Gulf, and that's where they had some potential of development, never developed. So here we're kind of just sitting, kind of twiddling our thumbs going, all right, when's the next one going to hit? The past few years, in fact, this week, last year, we were tracking Hurricane Francine approaching us. Again, we went last year where there was no storm activity through the month of August, which is unheard of. I think it was the first time in 70, 80 years that had ever happened back in last year. So, all of a sudden we had this great uptick in thunderstorm activity, and that Madden-Julian oscillation came into the Atlantic, and that's where we saw a lot of those storms come in later on in the year. And then, of course, we had Milton and Helene and all these other big ones too. So just because we're seeing a quiet season, as we always say, it only takes one storm to really make it a memorable one. I'm interested to see what happens later on as we do get some of this more rising air, and also what we will see as that wind shear, the TUT, the tropical upper tropospheric trough, has been extremely volatile this year. And that's all that wind shear that you were talking about out in the Atlantic. It's usually gone by the months of August and September, at least weakened. And that's what allows these big storms to form up. But this year, it's still going strong. And hey, as long as that's happening, we're all good.
Exactly. It's kind of been a couple of things making it such a graveyard out there. You've got the TUT over the main development region, but then over Florida, we've been sitting under a trough for basically 2 or 3 weeks, which is creating shear of its own and a blocking pattern of its own. And so I do think that is probably what will fade first, is the trough that's kind of over Florida right now. I think that's probably going to weaken first, and that brings us the chance for some development kind of close to home. Those tend to spin up quickly, be a little bit weaker, not have time to get very well organized, more of a rainmaker than anything else. And so that's kind of what I'm worried about moving through the end of September, probably one of the more likely scenarios, because right now the TUT is showing no signs of going anywhere.
Yeah, and you bring up that homegrown type thunderstorm tropical activity there. There's been a couple of systems around here in Louisiana that have explosively developed in those kind of homegrown situations. I mean, you go back to 2020, you had Hurricane Sally that crossed Florida as a very weak tropical wave and then sat off the coast of Mobile, Alabama, and exploded into high-end Category 2, sat there for 24 hours before finally making landfall in Gulf Shores the same date, September 16th, as Hurricane Ivan. We also had, back in 2007, Hurricane Umberto, which I believe is still the quickest form of rapid intensification that they've had in the Atlantic. It went from basically nothing to a high-end Category 1 hurricane at landfall on the Louisiana-Texas border. And so these homegrown systems, you show that ocean heat content graphic where there's so much heat in the Gulf. The past few seasons, we have seen these late season storms that have tapped into that and really strengthened on approach. Hurricane Zeta back in 2022 came out and just really amplified as it made its way up into southeastern Louisiana. So while, yes, typically they are, rainmakers, they can still be pretty devastating storms.
Yeah, I am worried about the ocean heat. And I wanted to remind our audience, our fabulous digital team, shout out to Rachel, is monitoring the comments and questions on TikTok and Facebook. So if you want to ask us a question or weigh in on your thoughts on how quiet it is out there and celebrate with us how nice it is to not be tracking a big system headed our way right now at the peak of the Atlantic hurricane season, you need to use one of our branded hashtags. So if you start your comment with hashtag Hey Rebecca or hashtag Hey Juliana or hashtag Hey Adam, we'll be able to curate your comments, pull them up here on the screen, and answer any questions you may have. As far as the season goes, we are most likely going to be looking at a backloaded season because it has been so quiet. We're kind of getting an eerie first taste of fall from that same tropic system here as far south as Florida. And so we're looking for some lower humidity and some slightly cooler overnight temperatures by this weekend. And so it's just been very, very odd to be looking at more like a late October weather pattern across the state, and then an early September pattern. So, or mid-September, I guess we're making our way into, but kind of strange for us. Are you guys getting some of that low humidity in Lafayette?
Oh, it's been beautiful. I mean, our morning lows typically are around that 80-degree mark. And this morning we had areas that got down into the 50s and low 60s.
Oh, wow.
Really feels like fall out there.
Oh, we're not going to do that. We're not that dramatic. Florida.
I'll try and send some more down y'all's way.
Thank you. We were maybe looking at some 60s on Sunday morning over our inlandmost areas.
At least a little taste.
Exactly. Just a tiny taste. Eerily quiet there across the Atlantic. No development expected for the next 7 days. Anything that was trying to develop has just been shredded by wind shear from a couple of different factors. And that has meteorologists a little puzzled, but very excited, especially all the tropical meteorologists. I don't know if it's the same in your weather office, but nobody plans time off this time of the year. But when we don't have anything going on, we call it severe clear. And it's kind of like a grab, like, I'm going to take Wednesday off. I'm going to take Thursday off. Are you guys doing the severe clear taking time off?
Oh, absolutely. It's like everybody get it while the getting's good, because we know around here it's either we're going to get some stalled front around the area that's going to cause widespread flooding or some tropical activity that's going to cause a lot of headaches too. So it's like, everybody take off.
Mm-hmm. All right. I'm going to go ahead and launch our viewer Q&A session. So if you use those hashtags, hashtag Hey Rebecca, hashtag Hey Juliana, or hashtag Hey Adam, we will be able to see your comments or questions, and we will be able to answer them for you. So starting off with the first question from Danny, hashtag Hey Rebecca, has it been an active system in the Pacific? Has it been an active season in the Pacific? And the Pacific has been relatively active. They just had some flooding in Cabo from a passing storm. There's that storm that was really impressive on the satellite and radar in the Pacific. I don't know if you guys saw some of that imagery online. It floated around all the social media for a couple of days over the weekend, but it's finally weakened as it's getting closer to Hawaii. So I don't think they're going to be dealing with quite the storm that it was. And the Pacific has been trending active, so they're not experiencing the same lull we are.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
I was going to say, Kiko, the one that's approaching Hawaii, was an absolute beauty on satellite. It's what we call an annular hurricane, where you don't see the banding features of the system. It's just a big circle. And so, when hurricanes don't hit land or impact anyone, it's really impressive to just watch them on satellite and see how they evolve.
It is the most fun way. A fish storm that looks beautiful on satellite. That's just good stuff. We got another question. This one for hashtag Hey Juliana from Trevor Brown. Any chance of development in the Gulf, and when does that usually start?
good news is no chances for development in general right now, let alone the Gulf. And usually, it's included technically. There's some low end kind of likelihood that some stuff could spur up near the Gulf or the Caribbean through this month. But generally speaking, we look more to October for the Gulf to be our focus. So, we have some time, relatively speaking, but no, as of right now, we're good to go.
Love it. Love it. All right. This is from Adam J. Hashtag, hey, Adam. Hello from a fellow Adam. Any chance everything will just stay quiet and we can call the season over? LOL.
You see, I as much as I would love to say yes, you can never call it off from a season. We've seen back in 1992, a relatively quiet season. There was one storm that year that everybody remembers, Category 5 Hurricane Andrew. And that's the only thing anyone remembers from that season. So we could have something that comes in late October. I mean, look at last year with Milton, 892 millibars in the Gulf, the lowest pressure that we've seen since the 2005 season. And that was early mid-October, something like that. So yeah, we can have those late season storms, and even while it looks like, oh, nothing's going to develop, there are always these sneaky little waves that'll come across and they find just an area where they get a little extra lift and suddenly turn into a tropical storm overnight. I mean, we saw that Hurricane Otis back in 2023 in Acapulco, Mexico, was expected to be a tropical storm at landfall, turned out to be a Category 5. I mean, that's just impressive.
It is. And speaking of those sneaky little tropical waves, hashtag, hey, Juliana, are there still tropical waves coming off of Africa?
I wonder if it's Tim asking.
That is Tim.
Well, I'm wondering if Tim is a regular asker of such tropical waves. I need to pay more attention because I feel like there's always someone out there that's like, what about the tropical waves? So now I've gotten in the habit. I'm like, I got to have this ready to go. We're going to talk about tropical waves.
Tropical waves.
Technically, yes, they are. They just are, the environment is just so unfavorable right now for the Atlantic for them to do anything. So they exist. They are there. But luckily aren't going to do anything for now.
All right. And I got a question coming in from TikTok. This is from Marie10. Hashtag, hey, Rebecca, any concerns for the Bahamas in early October? Oh, I'm always a little worried about the Bahamas all seasons long. And so it does, unfortunately, paint most of the Bahamas in that most likely area of development. But the only good news is this season has been so strange. We might not see our typical regions for development followed because it has been such a wacky season. Wacky in the good way. And so that's part of what's keeping us quiet. It does look like we are looking at probably a backloaded season. So I expect October and possibly November to be a little busier than we might like. Normally we have already kicked off when we've started our ascent to the peak of the tropical season, and we have failed to do that so far. So there's a couple of scenarios that could play out. We could end up with a below average season. No complaints anywhere from any of us there. No. Another unfortunate scenario is that when things do get a little quieter, when that shear does calm down, it is off to the races, and we'll start to see waves after waves off of Africa developing one after the other. And depending on the steering currents at the time, the positioning, the high pressure in the Atlantic as to where those might end up. And so I'd prefer scenario A. I will vote for that one.
Yes, I think we all would.
All right, last call for questions. Use one of our branded hashtags, hashtag hey Rebecca, hashtag hey Juliana, or hashtag hey Adam. You have our expertise at your doorstep and weighing in on this unusually quiet lull in the hurricane season. And looking at long-term forecast models, it does get us kind of to the end of September before we start to see any significant signs of development. And so that's good. The AI model's keeping things pretty quiet. The European is what Juliana has pulled up right here, showing some waves, but really no closed circulations.
Nothing exciting. Yeah. And exactly like you pointed out, that the high will be the determining fact. And this is only looking out to the 16th or so. So of course it's just kind of just a waiting game until we get closer to the end of the month.
Yeah. And, when you look at all these things, usually we're watching these phantom storms, that go out 384 hours on these models and all. And those are the ones you always see on social media, people saying, oh, we're going to have this bad storm and everything. We're not even seeing that, which tells you a lot about where the current state of the tropics are. The models aren't even really spitting anything up. Like you said, I love this from a perspective of we don't have to worry about anything. but it's just been such a weird year. We've had, 5 systems that are weak tropical storms and then 1 category 5. Just outrageous.
Yes, absolutely outrageous. I am enjoying how even those social media pages that post the GFS hurricanes 10 days out that are never going to happen, they can't even find those to post.
They have nothing to grab onto.
We're going to have to fire up a GoFundMe for those guys. They're not making any money on Facebook this week. There's nothing
not
going
at all.
on. Oh, goodness. Okay, last call for questions. I don't see anything coming in on the wire. And so I am going to go ahead and give the floor to our featured meteorologist, Adam. Your thoughts in general on hurricane season, your hopes, your plans. Tell us all about it.
Well, I think in general, we're looking at a season that even from the get-go, there was a lot of questions about what was going to happen. The past few years, especially starting since 2016, 2017, we've had a lot of these storms that have rapidly intensified right at landfall. You can go to Hurricane Harvey, Hurricane Michael. 2019, we had Hurricane Dorian. Just incredible sight just to see it sitting off the coast of Florida, stalled out. Yeah, the blockbuster season of 2020, where it was just storm after storm after storm after storm. So we've seen this pattern of increased activity, stronger storms closer to land. But this year, we're really not even seeing that. I mean, Hurricane Erin was the biggest storm that we've had, and it pretty much missed everything. The worst damage it did was actually out in the Cape Verde Islands. The storm that's done the most damage so far this year has been Tropical Storm Barry, that made landfall in Mexico and then surged all of its tropical moisture into Texas and, devastated a lot of that area in the central part of Texas, south of Austin and San Antonio. But that was a tropical storm. We haven't seen those extremely volatile hurricanes that we've become kind of accustomed to the past few years. So if that trend continues for this year, I think we'll be all right, where we don't see a lot of activity. We don't have those devastating hurricanes. And really, we need a break after the expansive decade that we've had of nonstop tropical activity. So it would be great if this season could end on a quieter note and we don't make it halfway or even all the way through the named list. The other thing I think we all kind of see too a lot of times, and this even happened in China this past week, Typhoon Tapu, or I forgot what the exact name was, brown ocean effect. Now, this is something that some people have heard of, some people really haven't. It's still kind of being studied and understood. But basically, you have marshland, which Florida has a lot of. Here in Louisiana, we have a lot of. And it's not really land, it's not really water. But the heating of that land-water mix basically causes an extension of whatever body of water it's nearby. And those storms can kind of tap into it. So as they're making landfall, they can either stay the same strength or even get stronger. Kind of far out example of this was back in 2007, Tropical Storm Erin, which made landfall as a weak tropical storm in Texas, but regained strength over Oklahoma City. It became a 65-mile-an-hour tropical storm over Oklahoma City, although it technically wasn't tropical at that point. It just goes to show you that brown ocean effect is something we really kind of need to take into account as we get to these storms. We're really good at predicting the path of storms, but intensity is where we really struggle. So I always say, and I'm sure y'all do too, when you're covering hurricanes, prepare for at least a category higher than what is forecast.
Absolutely. Intensity forecasting has a long way to go. I am curious as to what AI can help with in that arena. Mm-hmm. We're seeing the integration of AI into so many hurricane forecasting models, and that's just going to get better and better. I do have to call it, though, because we are out of time, you guys. Thank you so much for joining us, Adam. We hope everything stays quiet for you in Lafayette. And thank you, Juliana, as always. She does all the heavy lifting and all the graphics for us here on Tracking the Tropics. And it looks like we're probably not going to see anything in between now and next Tuesday. But if anything does pop up, we will be here on Tracking the Tropics. We will hop on this stream center, let you know what's going on out there. But until then, our next regularly scheduled Tracking the Tropics is next Tuesday at 12:30. Enjoy the quiet while you can. Bye, guys.